Better Off Duds is a storefront that has been open for 4 years. It's actually just celebrated its 4-year anniversary. Joining me right now is the owner, Nicola Tabb. Nicola, what inspired you to open a vintage clothing store right here on 33rd Street?
Well, vintage clothing and secondhand clothing is something I've always been passionate about. I've always been really good at sort of finding hidden gems. I always thought it was something I wanted to do later on in life. And then sort of the opportunity presented itself now or never, and I thought, why not give it a go? And that was 4 years ago yesterday, so.
Clothing, accessory, purses, it's all repurposed clothing. That's fun and unique idea. What do you love about giving clothes a second chance?
I just think, the fashion industry can be very, very wasteful. We send a lot of things to the dump all the time. And I just think it's really interesting if you love something and you don't wear it anymore, it doesn't fit you anymore, but if it's a great piece, there's been so much went into the production of it, why not use it until you can't be used anymore? One of the things I find really interesting actually is vintage furs, and it's kind of a hot topic. For myself, what I feel is you're doing the better service to the animal to keep using it rather than just throwing it away. We live in Saskatchewan. Fur is not a fashion statement. It's typically quite cold, although this year not so much.
Right.
But yeah, I just think it's great to use things as long as you can. Yeah.
And you put a lot of hard work. These clothes don't just come to you. You put a lot of hard work going out into many different small towns and communities and finding these unique articles of clothing.
Yeah, I really do. It's actually probably one of my favorite parts about having the shop is that I specifically go out and hunt for everything myself. So 2 or 3 times a week I'm out to all the secondhand stores. I do a little bit of estate management, small towns. Once or twice a year I'll do a big buying trip to a major center, but most of the stuff that I source is from Saskatchewan, so that's also kind of a cool aspect. So
absolutely, keeping it local.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's not waste any more time. We're here today to learn a few ideas for the upcoming spring season. I know it doesn't feel so much like spring right now with the snow, but it definitely is coming. Explain to us what we have on our mannequin beside us.
Absolutely. This is one of my favorite pieces in the store right now. 70s jumpsuit. So 70s are back in a major way coming up here. You see all the wide leg jeans again. Everyone's saying ditch the skinnies, go for bell bottoms, and so 70s, lots of fringes, lots of sort of boho stuff. This is a great sort of engineer stripe, and I've just put it with a modern leather bag that is definitely 70s inspired with all that patchwork colored leather, and a sun hat because the sun will come. The sun will come out tomorrow.
Saskatoon truly does shine.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely a good look to start off our show. Of course, you have a few other looks to show us. What do you love about being here on 33rd Street? Because in our next segment, we are going to talk to Judy, and she's a member of the 33rd Street Business Improvement District, an organization or a group rather that you have been instrumental in really encouraging and getting going over the past year. So what is about this location that makes you so passionate to want to improve this area?
I love this area. I've been living here for 10 years. I live about 6 blocks away from the store, so I love the fact that I'm not driving across town to get to work every day. I love how community-minded the neighborhoods surrounding 33rd Street are. Super supportive residents. 33rd is really kind of like a small town main street. You've got everything you need, lots of great independent businesses. I really believe in 33rd Street.
I love that. All right, well, thanks so much, Nicola. Like I mentioned, she has a few more looks to show us, so make sure you stay tuned on today's Go on Shaw TV.